What's up, guys? PROMiXX here. Today we're gonna cover a few common questions which we get on a regular basis. Just gonna have a little bit of a mess around, and firstly we're gonna start off with the question, which is, if you could only train once a week for 60 minutes, what should you do in that session? No, it's Mike Thurston here. Nice to meet you guys.
Matt from the channel MattDoesFitness.
Yes. Today we're gonna cover a few common questions which we get on a regular basis. Just gonna have a little bit of a mess around, and firstly we're gonna start off with the question, which is, if you could only train once a week for 60 minutes, what should you do in that session? What do you think? It's full body,
straight
obviously.
away, my brain is just screaming star jumps, star jumps, star jumps. So that's where I'm coming from. But
You got to get a compound lift in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So squats,
yeah,
pull-ups.
yeah.
Would you do deadlifts and squats in one session?
I would be inclined, yes. I would be inclined, if it's once a week, I'll be inclined to say squat, bench, deadlift, and then just go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say I would say squat, bench, deadlift, and then either a pull-up, maybe like a bent over row. So you've got a heavy push, a heavy pull, squat, deadlift, so a bit of a posterior, a bit of a anterior chain, and then
I guess it depends on the individual as well. Like
Yeah.
if there's something they want to work on in particular, then maybe do a few sets of an exercise which is going to work on that muscle group.
Yeah. I think the important thing to bear in mind is that you want to do the quality stuff first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you're not going to go do like 20 sets of arm curls and then go and do some deadlifts, because it's just going to
get the hard stuff out of the way first.
Yeah. The compound lifts and the things that require the most like technical focus, you know. So like a deadlift and a squat require a lot more like neural engagement than like like an arm curl or a tricep dip or whatever. So you want to do a
tricep dip.
Yeah. I don't know where that came from. That was just.
What about sets and reps?
So I would say, a classic easy set and rep range for the strength work would be like a 5x5.
Yeah.
It's like a 5x5 squat, 5x5 bench. That's a pretty, and you can.
But if they were going for size, then you'd probably do a few more reps.
Well, I think there's still a place for that. I think I'm a big advocate of like hitting multiple rep ranges. So I'd be inclined to say 5 sets of 5 for the 2 or 3 heavy compounds, and then go into maybe like high rep range work.
So you do a bit of strength work and then a bit of hypertrophy work towards the end of the session.
To get a nice balance. Yeah.
And then I think what would be good is to do some sort of a 6 to 8 minute HIIT routine at the end of the session.
Yeah,
Yay or nay? I guess it depends on what your goals are. But
yeah. And I think I guess on the person. Yeah, if you're like a skinny kind of lean guy that's looking to get bigger, maybe you wouldn't recommend that as much as someone that's looking. If you're looking to lose fat and then maybe that'd be a better call for those guys. But it's general, I guess, for like health, cardiac health, it'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah. You just need to make that the time you're in the gym as effective as possible.
Yeah.
Train hard. Push yourself.
More so with the strength stuff, the quality is key. So like if you're trying to rush, there's nothing worse than if you're trying to get stronger and you rush through your sets, the quality is going to diminish after the first couple of sets, and then the work you're doing is you're not worth the time spent doing it. So you're better off doing, say, 3 or 4 high quality sets with like 3 minutes recovery than trying to ram in like 5 sets with no recovery, because you're not going to get the same like reward from that. You know? And then
here's the issue though. What if they're almost beginners and they're just getting into the whole gym thing, lifting weights? Would you advise they do strength focused stuff? Imagine if they've not really mastered.
Complete beginner.
Or maybe they're like on and off. They haven't quite perfected their form. This is going to be a bit of an issue, because I personally wouldn't get someone doing 5 reps as heavy as possible, because something's probably going to go wrong.
I agree. Yeah, you'd want like a foundation. So you'd say maybe you'd do some like squats and deadlifts with more like technique focused emphasis in it, and then you'd,
as the weeks progress,
you'd maybe drop the reps down and start increasing the weight. Yeah, you'd want to make sure, of course, you want your form to be absolutely solid before you even think about trying to get anywhere near like 1 rep max kind of territory.
Yeah.
But and also as a beginner or someone that's newer to the gym, you're going to make progress on you've got a whole wide range of things you can do and you're still going to make progress. So it's not as important. The little nuances of programming aren't going to be as important to someone that's new to the gym. You can make progress on most things. Whereas when you're a bit more experienced, that's when it's going to be more important, the little kind of changes and stuff.
So I would say if you are new to the gym or you're a bit of a beginner, I'd probably focus more on the higher rep ranges, so maybe between 8 and 12, even with the compound movements. Keep it light-ish, but I would say you shouldn't really be pushing to failure. Yeah. I think you should really just be mastering your technique and just trying to figure things out, place tension on the working muscle and so on, keep your form tight, and then once you're comfortable with doing that, then you can afford to maybe lower the rep range, start to increase the weight a little bit until you're at a point where you can confidently, seriously get heavy, go down with the rep ranges. And if you are, let's say you are doing a 5 rep max, are you going to failure or are you falling short of failure?
Okay, so with all of that in mind, we're going to go out and show you an actual physical representation of what you could do if you only had 1 session a week.